It's been a very busy day of basketball in Murfreesboro, the third championship game to be played at the Murphy Center. The Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank, the single A title game between Columbia Academy and Humboldt. We've had two champions crowned today. Who will be the third? Humboldt taking on Columbia Academy in the single A championship game here in Murfreesboro. I'm Mark Nagy, joined by Chad Withrow. And Chad, obviously these teams have been playing for months. It all comes down to this one game in the next 32 minutes. You look at the key players for both of these teams. Obviously, guard play is going to be absolutely huge. Montrez Ward for Humboldt. Boy, that guy can score.
He can, and his range starts when he steps foot on the court. So you have to guard him everywhere. He can really shoot it, and that scoring average shows you that.
Carson Carey for Columbia Academy even trumps him a little bit. 23 points per game, and he's not afraid to shoot the ball.
He's not. He's kind of an old school scorer. He can score in every which possible way. He can hit the floater. He's got a good mid-range game. He can shoot the three. He can get to the rack. Great scorer for Columbia Academy, and a young man headed to play his college basketball at Lipscomb.
Well, we talked about those key players. What about those keys to the game? We'll start off with Humboldt, and obviously they've got three key players, and those guys play a lot of minutes, and they'll go as far as they go.
That's right. Humboldt's got three guys who score almost 80% of their points. So it's a lot of activity for three guys, especially when you're looking at so many games in such a short amount of time. So it's going to be key to watch that, see if there's any fatigue tonight.
Yeah, and along those same lines, they've had 94 of the 96 minutes they've played in the past 3 days. So will fatigue be a factor?
It could be, and that's something to watch in this game. They don't play a lot of guys off the bench either. So not only are you relying on three guys to do pretty much all of your scoring, but you have no one really relieving those minutes either in the game. So certainly a storyline to watch tonight.
And then as far as Columbia Academy is concerned, board play is huge. They've been plus 32 in this tournament.
And it's one of the ways they score a lot is offensive rebounding. So for Humboldt, it's going to be key to keep them off the glass. But for Columbia Academy, stress that advantage you've had so far in this tournament.
And Columbia Academy has been to this tournament 7 times. Will this be the time they finally win that first state championship? Can't wait to bring you all the action. The Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank. Columbia Academy takes on Humboldt. You're watching the NFHS Network.
The Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to find a sober ride home, booze it, and lose it. Lincoln Memorial University, more than just a school. And by First Bank, a proud supporter of high school sports.
Doing great. I'm right here.
No te preocupes, aquí estoy.
Hey, Dad. I'm here.
I'm right here.
Being here matters. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield has thousands of people right here in Tennessee serving millions of members.
And if you need anything else, we'll be right here.
So when it matters, wherever you go, we'll always be right here.
The moment I stepped foot onto LMU's campus, I knew this was where I belonged. I went to a small high school in San Antonio, Texas, and I was looking for a similar college experience. LMU's small classrooms provided me with hands-on instruction and an intimate learning environment. This allowed me to build strong relationships, which helped to shape the person I am today. Lincoln Memorial University isn't just a school, it's a family.
And welcome back to the Murphy Center. The Single A championship game between the Columbia Academy and Humboldt is about ready to begin. Let's head to the PA announcer, John Rice, who will announce today's starting lineups.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the TSSAA and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee welcome you to the beautiful Murphy Center here on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. It's Saturday evening, 6 o'clock, and that means one thing. The Class A title game is now! And now the starting lineup for today's championship game. For Humboldt at guard, number 2, R.J. Abernathy. For Columbia Academy at guard, number 4, Sky Polk. At guard for Humboldt, number 3, Trent Green. At guard for Columbia Academy, number 12, Carson Carey. At wing for Humboldt, number 5, Trey Ward. At forward for the Bulldogs, 21, Eli Heil. At forward for the Vikings, 45, Anthony Jones. The center for Columbia Academy, number 31, Tyler Smelser. And at forward for Humboldt, 52, Reggie Manley. And at forward for Columbia Academy, 32, Copeland Esslinger. The head coach for Humboldt High is Ronald Abernathy. The Vikings are now 30-3. The head coach for Columbia Academy.
Starting lineups are complete. Thank you, John Rice, for those words. The lights are on. It is just about time to play a little bit of basketball. The final high school basketball game of the season in the state of Tennessee to be played here in just a minute. Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team, Katie Myers. Katie, what you got?
Well, like you guys have already mentioned, Humboldt has played just 7 players throughout this tournament. 5 players in yesterday's game played 28 or more minutes. That is nothing new for this Humboldt team, though. Head coach Ron Abernathy said this is what this team has been doing all season. They've been playing a lot of minutes. Tonight's focus is to come in, keep their heads down, and play their own game. Mark?
Katie, thank you very much, and that is going to be something to keep an eye on for these Vikings. What is going to be at the end of this game? How much energy do they have left? Chad, hey, they're young, they're used to this, they're in great fitness shape, but this is some hard basketball that's about to be played.
And this is their reality. They play 7 all season, so they're accustomed to it, but you're right. That's a lot of basketball in a short amount of time.
Columbia Academy in the white jerseys, Humboldt in the black. Great to have you with us here on the NFHS Network. Sky Polk picks up the dribble, passes over to Eli Heil. Polk back at the top of the key. Tyler Smelser over to Carson Carey. You'll hear his name a lot tonight. Polk drives, hanging, and does not get the roll. And we're going to get a whistle, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow goes towards Humboldt. Let's take a look at the starting lineups one more time for these teams. For the Vikings, Ronald Abernathy, the coach's son, Trent Green and Montrez Ward at those guard positions, Anthony Jones and Reginald Manley playing up front. For Columbia Academy with the head coach, Marty DeJarnett, Sky Polk, Carson Carey, Eli Heil, Tyler Smelser, and Copeland Esslinger. Long three-point attempt is up and no good for Montrez Ward. Still looking for our first points of the game.
You're going to see a lot of that from Ward tonight. He shot it from deep, and that's what he likes to do.
The swat from Anthony Jones. Three-point attempt, up and good from the corner. Carson Carey picks it up. It's 3-0 Bulldogs.
Averages over 21 points per game, and you see why right there. He's got an array of shots in his arsenal, and he's able to bury the first points of the game.
There's Trent Green over to Ronald Abernathy. Montrez Ward back to Abernathy. And Humboldt will set it up. Abernathy for three. Got it. So Ronald Abernathy and Carson Carey right off the bat showing what they can do.
Typically a coach's son can shoot, and he is the head coach's son, and he showed that he can in fact shoot with that one right there.
Polk over to Smelser. He knocks down a triple. Well, no early jitters with these teams. They're ready to let it fly.
What a great crowd and atmosphere we have for this game. Packed house here at the Murphy Center.
It's been a terrific day of basketball. This could end up being the best game of the entire day here in the nightcap. Baby Hook is short, and Columbia Academy is on the move. And a steal and a whistle. And that was a smart foul because Ronald Abernathy was off to the races. First foul that's called on Heil.
In the NBA, that'd be one of those clear lane to the basket violations on that foul.
It would.
But in high school, it's just a smart foul.
I think Ronald Abernathy wishes you had that foul call on that play. What a job that he's done with these Vikings. 30 wins, only 3 losses thus far this season. Still early going. Columbia Academy on top of Humboldt, 6-3. That one is too strong, and Columbia Academy will push the pace. Here's Carey laying it up with the left hand, a little bit too strong. Manley clears. Here's Montrez Ward. Nice pass over to Jones and one.
And Andrew Jones, the inside presence for Humboldt. 6'5", their biggest player. Nice reverse layup here. Catches on the right side, finishes with the left hand. And the foul. He's going to go to the line and try to complete the three-point play.
And here's something to take note of. That is already 2 fouls on Eli Heil. So he's got to go to the bench. Gary Smith Jr. comes into the game for the first time for the Bulldogs. And I think now Smith is going to get a lot of playing time in this half. Jones, 61% from the line this season. And that free throw is no good. Having to take that one with all those Columbia Academy fans in the background.
Going to see the depth test of Columbia Academy with their big man out. Now Gary Smith in. He's going to get extended minutes. We'll see how he covers Jones.
Polk with a nice dish to Smelser, and he gets that one to go. The lead is up to 3 for Columbia Academy.
Good back and forth action early on.
Here's Ward, a little bit out of control. It's stolen by Polk, and Columbia Academy has numbers. And that is up and good from Sky Polk. At the moment, Columbia Academy has doubled up Humboldt.
Just a perfectly executed fast break that time by Columbia Academy.
Manley kicks that out to Green for 3. No good. Rebound Polk. And here comes Columbia Academy. That pass a little bit too strong. Esslinger can't control it. And with 3:50 remaining in the first quarter, we're going to have our first break of the day. You're watching the Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank on the NFHS Network. Columbia Academy on top early, 10-5.
On game night, winning is everything. But life's big wins happen off the court. When you win a heart. When you win their trust. When you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
You're watching live coverage of the Blue Cross Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network. NFHSNetwork.com/TSSAA is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of TSSAA championship action. From live games to full game replays to highlights, it's all there at NFHSNetwork.com/TSSAA. Marty Desjarnet, the Columbia Academy head coach, what a job that he has done this season. 30 wins, only 5 defeats. Not a surprise to see Columbia Academy playing in this game today, Chad.
Oh, no doubt about it. They have built quite the, not just basketball program, but athletics program down at that school in Columbia. They've done terrific work on the gridiron throughout all their sports. Great facilities. Terrific job done by everyone at Columbia Academy.
And Columbia Academy looking for that first gold ball in boys basketball. Turnover for Humboldt, their second turnover of the game. Columbia Academy with possession and with a 5-point lead. Smith on to Carson Carey. Polk, short jumper, got it.
Great pull up by Polk. We've seen a little bit of everything with his game early on. Terrific job there with the mid-range.
Polk averages 10 points a game. He's already got 4 points today. And that's a short shot. It's an air ball from Manley. And Columbia Academy is on the move again, looking to increase this lead to 9 or maybe 10. Polk dishes, but we're going to get a charge foul. And that's going to go on Polk. First foul on Polk today.
Abernathy, the coach's son, doing coach's son things, taking charges now. Great job getting position, able to step in there for the charge. Sky Polk off to a great start. Looked like he was going to have an assist on that play, but Abernathy, Johnny on the spot, able to get his feet set and take that charge.
3 fouls on Columbia Academy. Humboldt still has not been whistled for a violation. 3-pointer up and good for Montrez Ward. That's what the Vikings need more of.
Well, he's a 35% three-point shooter, and he's taking a lot of deep threes, so he is a great shooter. That's a great percentage when you think about where he's attempting a lot of those shots, as we saw on that one.
That 3-pointer stopping a 6-0 run from Columbia Academy. Good ball movement here from the Bulldogs, but a short shot is an air ball from Smelser, and here come the Vikings. Nice pass from Ward, and laying it up is Abernathy. And this is now a mini run for Humboldt. They've scored the past 5.
Great fast break, great vision. Only Carey was back for Columbia Academy. It was a 2-on-1, and Humboldt able to capitalize.
Smelser on for Polk. Carey thought about it for a moment. Now Smith will take a 3, and he's got it. Boy, that one brought down a little bit of rain, and it counts. 3 points. The lead is back up to 5. That's the third 3-point bucket of the game thus far for the Bulldogs. Neither one of these teams is afraid to shoot the 3 ball, and Columbia Academy's back on the move again. Here's Polk. Smelser back to Polk. They're trying to go inside this time. That pass a little bit too strong, though, for Columbia Academy. And that's a turnover. Rush Lanzel getting some action for the Bulldogs.
Rush Lansdale, the son of Charlie Lansdale, the head football coach at Columbia Academy. Rush, an excellent football player. Played receiver. Terrific athlete.
Always something to be said for the coach's sons in the competition, not matter even if it isn't their best sports. But the fact that he's in here and playing on what could be a state championship team really says something about his athleticism.
You know, I always kind of envied the coaches' kids growing up because they have no choice but to be good in the sport. They're around it all the time.
Right.
Summertime, they're in a gym, there's camps going on, always something to do. So there's always a football or a basketball or whatever to play. It's great to see that.
Turnover for Columbia Academy here in the final minute of the first. That's the 5th turnover thus far for the Bulldogs. And still Humboldt, even with the first quarter about to finish up, they have not been whistled for a violation just yet. Humboldt can pull to within 2 or tie this game if they hit a triple.
Looks like they're going to want to hold for 1 shot.
And for the moment, Columbia Academy is willing to let them do so. So Abernathy is holding. Down to 10 seconds. They finally start running the play. Abernathy, long three-pointer, no good. And here comes Carey from midcourt, and that is off the mark. An entertaining first quarter of basketball in the single-A championship game between Columbia Academy and Humboldt. Columbia Academy on top 15-12. You're watching the Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank here on the NFHS Network.
We're here.
Woo. Right here.
Where's Jack?
We're so happy you're here.
Being here matters. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield has thousands of people right here in Tennessee serving millions of members.
If you need anything else, we'll be right here.
So when it matters, wherever you go, we'll always be right here.
There you are, Joe.
Hey, Mom. I think I got everything. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Gabriella's here.
Have a good time now, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Hey, all good?
Thanks, man.
Anytime.
This is the one knock I dread, and it never gets easier.
I'm here today with John Carey from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. John, how many years has Blue Cross Blue Shield been involved with doing high school sports?
2019 marks our 9th year with the basketball championships, but we have been with TSSAA since 2000.
What are some of the other things you do with high school sports in Tennessee?
We also do the football championships that we're in Cookville during the winter. And then throughout the year, we're always doing the Blue Cross Championships.
Well, why does Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee sponsor high school sports?
I think sports in general just offer so many good life lessons for young people. Teamwork, discipline, commitment, and that just matches perfectly with our mission.
What does it mean when you think of Tennessee high school sports, you think of Blue Cross Blue Shield? What does that mean to you?
Well, we've been serving Tennessee for 70 years, and we have over 6,000 employees statewide, and we're all ready to help.
Thanks for being with us today, John. See you next year.
Thank you.
Okay.
The coach Ron Bargatze there with that interview. Columbia Academy has already had 4 3-point buckets in this game. The last one to start this second quarter from Tanner Ham, the 5'10 sophomore. 18-12, Columbia on top. That was a foul also on Manley, on Reginald Manley. That's his first and the team's first foul for the Vikings.
And Columbia Academy now a perfect 4 for 4 from 3 on the day.
And there's a steal. Abernathy kicks it over to Ward, and Ward drains it.
That's his spot. That's where he hit his first 3 also. And he's able to bury one there, and that's now 3 for 8 on the day for Humboldt.
And the thing is, when you can hit those threes, you're never really out of the ball game. I mean, 6 points is really nothing. Carey with the floater, it's not going to go. Smith with the rebound, he tries to put it back up. That's not going to go. And the Vikings come up with it. Abernathy's in trouble. We're going to get a whistle and a jump ball. Possession arrow goes towards the Vikings.
Columbia Academy with an opportune time to trap, and they took it. Able to tie up Abernathy, but alternating possession is going to keep it with Humboldt. Great shooting start, and you're right, Mark. Both these teams can really bomb it from the outside. So neither team is never really going to be out of this game. You're 1 3-point barrage away from being right back in it at any time.
Ward, another long three. That one will not fall. Rebound by Smith. And here comes Carson Carey. Back for Smith. Short jumper. Got it.
Well, Gary Smith has been great off the bench so far, offensively and with rebounds. You highlighted that plus 32 rebounding for Columbia Academy coming in. They're already plus 8 in this game.
And there's a foul that's going to go against Esslinger. Something else for Columbia Academy here. They're getting this done. They're up by 5, and Carson Carey only has that one field goal in this game. So I think if you're Coach Desjardins, you're fairly happy with the way things are going this far.
Oh, absolutely. Great contribution from some other players. We mentioned Sky Polk only averaging about 10 points per game, off to a hot start. And Gary Smith has been terrific off the bench.
Because remember, Eli Heil got those 2 early fouls, and the odds are he's going to be sitting for the rest of the half. So Smith coming up with some very important minutes for the Bulldogs. 5.5 minutes to go. 5-point lead for Columbia Academy.
And Carson Carey got the three-point shooting started for Columbia Academy, and they're still perfect since he made that first shot.
Well, Coach Desjardins is taking a chance as Eli Heil has re-entered the game for Columbia Academy. Smith that time out of control. That's going to be a charge. But Eli Heil back in the game. They're 6'6" senior with those 2 fouls and a lot of game left to play. But there's some pretty good defense from Humboldt.
Yeah, Reginald Manley doing a good job getting in position. Gary Smith, again, great first step, very quick. Tried the spin move, but Manley was waiting on him, set, and he wisely takes the charge.
Gary Smith Jr., that's his first foul of the game. 5th team foul for Columbia Academy. 2 more, and they're going to be in the bonus. Manley over for Abernathy. Here's Montrez Ward. Hanging, can't hit. Rebound Polk. And here comes Columbia Academy. They've got numbers. Carey's pass a little bit too strong. Smith saves it, but now we're going back the other way for Humboldt. Ward lays it up and in.
What a sequence. Looked like Columbia Academy had a layup on one end. Carey leads the pass a little too much. And then we're going the other way. And Ward able to finish it for Humboldt. Big swing right there.
Back-to-back turnovers for Columbia Academy, and the lead is down to 3. Esslinger is fouled. Well, the Viking fans don't agree with the call, but Anthony Jones is going to get the whistle.
I thought Anthony Jones was in good position for the block. Not sure if it was Manley or Jones who got the foul called on them, but he had 2 possible culprits on that play.
They end up giving it to Jones. That free throw well off the mark from Esslinger. But he'll get a second. Not the best free throw shooter on this team. Doesn't get to the line very often. It makes about 1 out of 3. Look good on that stroke, though, and the lead's back up to 4.
I notice a lot of the Humboldt fans have a shirt, their rallying cry that says, "Let's eat." I wholeheartedly agree with that statement at all times.
All right, we got a timeout on the court. Columbia Academy up by 4. And Humboldt trying to get back in this thing. You're watching the Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank on the NFHS Network.
On game night, winning is everything. But life's big wins happen off the court. When you win a heart. When you win their trust. When you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
Lincoln Memorial University is more than just a school. It was founded as a living memorial to Abraham Lincoln and offers a full complement of undergraduate options and professional degree programs in demanding fields like medicine, law, and veterinary medicine. Learn more at lmunet.edu. Mark Nagy, Chad Withrow, Katie Myers here with you at the Murphy Center on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. It's the final high school basketball game to be played in the state of Tennessee this season. Columbia Academy on top of Humboldt 21-17 in the single A championship game.
Columbia Academy plus 32 rebounding in this tournament so far. Already plus 9 rebounding in this game.
That's kicked out to Ronald Abernathy, whose left sneaker is actually untied, but play continues. Abernathy over for Green, back for Abernathy. But again, that left shoe is not tied.
We don't want a Zion Williamson type incident to happen out here, that's for sure.
Certainly not. Humboldt taking their time on this possession. Manley short jumper is short. Rebound Esslinger.
One thing you notice about Columbia Academy, they're such a good rebounding team. They're such a good position team. They're so, really good at blocking out, getting in the right spot, and that's one of the reasons they've been so good rebounding throughout the season, especially in this tournament.
And they've got a huge rebounding advantage in this game today. Not a surprise. Smith is fouled and gets it to go.
Boy, Gary Smith, averaging a little over 7 points per game coming in, has been lightning in a bottle for the Bulldogs of Columbia Academy. Excellent job, footwork around Jones, able to go up and get the shot up around Anthony Jones, draw the contact, and get to the line.
That free throw is no good. Esslinger, though, at the rebound, and the follow-up jam. Wow. And that is going to count. That could have been a very dangerous situation, but the follow-up jam from Gary Smith Jr.
Unbelievable. Gary Smith right around the cylinder, but able right when the ball comes off to slam it two-handed back over Manley. Manley may be lucky something else wasn't called on that one also.
Largest lead of the day for Columbia Academy. They're up by 8. Referee's going to have a discussion, but it actually says that they was off of Carson Carey. So Humboldt will maintain possession.
Now we're going to have Jones and Esslinger brought together by the official.
Good piece of officiating by this crew. Chris McDaniel, DJ Porter, and Mark Coulter. A combined 42 years and 6 state championships on their resumes.
This crew's done a great job so far.
Ward tried to get free, but Polk was there on defense. Malik Cox for 3, no good. Boxing out is Tanner Ham. Ham swings it over for Carey for 3. Got it. Wow. Connor Carey's second bucket. It's an 11-point advantage now for the Bulldogs. Montrez Ward for 3. No. Rebound Jones. And Ward will slow it down for the moment.
This is a big possession for Humboldt. They need to get something up on the board because you can feel this Columbia Academy crowd coming to life.
Nice pass from Ward, but Jones can't finish. And here's Carson Carey. Takes this one all the way, but it's blocked, but there's going to be a foul call on Montrez Ward. Things are all Columbia Academy at the moment.
Yeah, Ward got him with the body there, but it was Jones would have had a clean block, but it was Ward with the body. Look at the range from Carey. Perfect form. Able to bury the 3. Columbia Academy on a nice run as Carey misses the first free throw. But really energized by that putback dunk from Smith. What a play that was.
He converts 1 of 2, and the lead is up to 12. This is a 9-0 run for Columbia Academy. Humboldt's got to find a way to stop the bleeding. And we're going to get a whistle and a turnover. That's a travel. It's the 4th turnover of the day for the Vikings. And the Columbia Academy fans have a lot to cheer about at the moment.
It's a big, a minute 19 left in the half for Humboldt, as now they're going to play a little running trap.
Tanner Ham again. Tanner Ham has taken a couple of shots, both 3-pointers. They are 6 for 6 from long range today. Circus shot will fall from Montrez Ward. And we're going to get a whistle, and the referees are going to have a discussion with a couple of the players here.
Yeah, Ward standing over a player for Columbia Academy after the basket. As you see Ham knocked down to 3. Columbia Academy has some bombers on this team. They are not afraid to shoot it from anywhere, and they are red hot so far. And I don't think this is going to be the last time the officials have to stop the game to separate guys.
And for the moment that time, there was some moisture on the floor, so they stopped it for that reason as well. But emotions are riding high for both of these teams. And here's Smith. Is blocked. Anthony Jones gets way up to block Smith. And now Columbia Academy will calm things down. What an athletic play from Anthony Jones. But Columbia Academy will hold for 1. They're shooting at a 60% clip. Sky Polk, no good this time. Still chance for Humboldt. Good if it goes, but no. The shot is no good from Trent Green. Well, Columbia Academy has had the run of play. They're hitting just about everything, it seems. And right now, it's the Bulldogs with a 13-point lead over the Humboldt Vikings. Certainly a lot for Columbia Academy to be happy about with the way that they've played thus far over the last 3 minutes and 16 seconds of that half. They've finished up on a 12-2 run. Katie Myers is standing by now with Columbia Academy head coach Marty DeJournette.
Coach Gary Smith with that putback dunk in the crowd came alive. You lead by 13 going into the locker room. How do you maintain that momentum offensively?
Well, we got to keep things under control. It got a little chaotic there, which our guys kind of like, but theirs do too. So we just got to handle the pressure, slow down a little bit, and just kind of keep the momentum because our shooters are feeling good right now. So we got to get them some looks.
Yeah, your shooters are feeling pretty good right now. Your 3-ball is really working for you. 6 of 6 from the 3-point line. 4 different players with 3-pointers. How significant is that depth?
Well, it's huge, but it's a long game, and you know, as the game goes on, those legs are going to start to go with the 3rd game in 3 days. But right now, I like where we're at. We got to get our post players a little more involved, get some easy baskets, and then that'll get the momentum back for our shooters, hopefully.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, appreciate it.
Guys.
Thank you very much, Katie. And boy, the story of this game has been the 3-point buckets. Carson Carey, Tyler Smelser, just a host of Bulldogs knocking these things down. Gary Smith Jr. as well, and don't forget about Tanner Ham. He's got a couple. Columbia Academy up by 13. You're watching the Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank.
Right here.
No te preocupes, aquí estoy. Hey, Dad. I'm here.
I'm right here.
Being here matters. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield has thousands of people right here in Tennessee serving millions of members.
And if you need anything else, we'll be right here.
So when it matters, wherever you go, we'll always be right here.
There you are, Joe.
Hey, Mom. I think I got everything. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Gabriella's here.
Have a good time now, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Hey, all good?
Thanks, man.
Anytime.
This is the one knock I dread, and it never gets easier.
I'm here today with Kim Vanetta from the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. The TSSAA state championship events and Tennessee Highway Safety Office seem to go hand in hand.
They do, because we are all about safe driving, and these kids, these teens, it's their first real freedom. They get to get behind the wheel of a car. We want to make sure they're prepared to do so safely. Our office, the booze it and lose it is a tagline for us. Lose your license, your freedom, and your life. So we want to make sure they're not driving impaired. Click it or ticket is another tagline. We need to make sure they're buckling up every trip, every time. They need to buckle. The occupants in their vehicle need to buckle. And to that point, as adults, we have a big responsibility as well. If we're telling our kids not to drink and drive, we're telling them to buckle up every time, we better be doing the same things. And now we have technology, which is good in some aspects. Driving, it's not, because they have their phones. Teenagers, for some reason, don't talk anymore on the phone. They like to text. So behind the wheel of a car, one text, you're going the length of a football field, and that's a long time not to look at the road. So the texting has become a big problem.
So why do you choose the TSSAA in these championship events to get your message across?
Because we have a captive audience. We have teens, they're watching this on television, they're in person, their parents are watching. And again, as parents and adults, we have that huge responsibility. If we're telling them not to be on the phone, we don't need to be on the phone. We're telling them not to speed, we don't need to speed. So we can't be hypocrites. We're talking to our kids. They listen to us. They listen to more what we do than what we say.
Right. Kim, thank you, and thank you for your unending support of high school sports in Tennessee.
Thank you very much.
Game night, winning is everything. But life's big wins happen off the court. When you win a heart. When you win their trust. When you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
I'm here today with Paul Craig from First Bank, a new partner and new sponsor for TSSAA championships. Why did you choose TSSAA?
Thank you, Ron. We're excited to be a partner with TSSAA. We jumped at the chance to partner with an organization that's local to Tennessee like we are. One of our vision statements talks about investing in local communities, and TSSAA is the one constant across all the communities that we serve in the state of Tennessee. Communities like Manchester, Dixon, Paris, Camden, Lynchburg, Nashville.
Well, I see First Bank signs going up all over the mid-state, and we're glad to have you here as a partner.
Thank you. And you know, we're growing too, so we're excited.
Well, that's great. What is the one message you'd like to get across to people about First Bank and why the partnership's important to you?
Well, I think for us it's about being local. And just like these kids that are out here competing today, they love their hometowns, their cities, the communities they live in. And we're passionate about our communities that we live in also. And we're just honored to be able to partner with a local organization like the TSSAA in this great state of Tennessee.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome aboard, and we hope that this will be a long-term partnership.
Thank you, Ron. We're excited.
All right.
All right.
The Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to find a sober ride home, booze it, and lose it. Lincoln Memorial University, more than just a school. And by First Bank, a proud supporter of high school sports.
The moment I stepped foot onto LMU's campus, I knew this was where I belonged. I went to a small high school in San Antonio, Texas, and I was looking for a similar college experience. LMU's small classrooms provided me with hands-on instruction, and an intimate learning environment. This allowed me to build strong relationships, which helped to shape the person I am today. Lincoln Memorial University isn't just a school, it's a family.
And welcome back to Murfreesboro. We are at the half in the Class 1A championship game between Columbia Academy and Humboldt. Columbia Academy is on top by a score of 32-19. I'm Mark Nagy along with Chad Withrow, and boy, what an impressive performance shooting the long ball from Columbia Academy. They've taken 6 3-point shots. They've made 6 3-point shots. And it isn't just Connor Carey. It's Tanner Ham, Tyler Smelser, even Gary Smith Jr. coming off the bench. Really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And we knew two things about Columbia Academy coming in. They shot the 3-ball well. They rebound really well. They've done both out really, really well in the first half, really killing them on the boards as well. And that's what's led to this 13-point halftime lead for Columbia Academy.
Well, certainly I know that head coach Marty DeJarnet's got to be extremely happy with the way that he's seen his team play. Now, Humboldt, they've made a couple of things happen themselves. They just too few of these moments for the Vikings in the first half.
You see Montrez Ward and Anthony Jones getting it done, and Ward, that's his spot. Hit a couple of deep threes from that right wing. But it was all Columbia Academy in the first half. Got started with Sky Polk on the fast break. And then the 3-ball was going early and often for Columbia Academy. And the big man, Gary Smith, coming in off the bench, did an outstanding job and had the highlight of the first half, which we did not see there, which was that big putback slam that really got this Columbia Academy team and the crowd right next to us going.
And you take a look at Columbia Academy, what they're able to do, field goal percentage, 57%. They turn the ball over a little bit much, but boy, there's that rebound margin, 19-6. We've seen that the past couple of days of this Columbia Academy team. We're seeing it again this evening.
They're ahead of pace. They're plus 32 coming in rebounding, already plus 13 on pace for maybe plus 26 in this game. They would almost double it in one game with their other two so far. Impressive performance, and how about that 3-point number? 6 for 6, 100% in the first half for the Bulldogs.
Now, if you're Humboldt, you're getting these 3-point shots, you're getting some open looks. They've just got to find a way to knock them down.
Got to make some shots, got to defend the 3-ball better against Columbia Academy also, and they got to rebound. At some point, you're going to have to hit the offensive glass. You're going to have to get some second chance points. So far, Columbia Academy's completely cut that out.
One thing, too, Carson Carey, who averages 21.5 points per game, he only has 7 points, and Columbia Academy still has a successful first half of play. Let's head down to the court where Katie Myers is standing by. Katie?
Coach, just 6 first half rebounds. What's it going to take to be more aggressive underneath the basket?
Some grits and some guts and some heart.
Columbia Academy is 6 of 6 from the 3-point line. How do you better defend the 3-ball?
We got to get out there and get a hand in their face. And then hopefully they miss a number of shots.
All right, Coach, thanks. Stick with us. On the other side, we will have your second half tip.
On game night, winning is everything. But life's big wins happen off the court. When you win a heart. When you win their trust. When you win their respect. First Bank's community banking is perfect for life's big wins because of what we're big on. You. Make us part of your team for life's biggest wins.
And welcome back to the Murphy Center. Humboldt and Columbia Academy. That first half dominated by the Bulldogs, but we still got 16 minutes left to play. Humboldt down by 13. Very important early possessions for the Vikings.
Absolutely. This is going to be a big start to the second half for Humboldt. Can they crack into this lead a little bit here throughout this third quarter? Let's see what they do on their first possession.
Trent Green drives. That layup is short. And the rebound collected by Heil.
Once again, one shot and done for Humboldt. Columbia Academy dominating the boards.
They just don't give second chance opportunities. That just limits the possessions. And thus far, Columbia Academy, it's all working for the Bulldogs.
Coach Abernathy, a man of few words at halftime, but some wise words about how they're going to have to get back into this game.
Carson Carey for three. That is a beautiful shot. It is just technically perfect.
I mean, every one of their three-point shooters, they have such perfect form and release. And certainly Carey does. And he's been perfect from the three-point line, just like the rest of the Columbia Academy team so far today.
7 straight three-pointers in 7 attempts for Columbia Academy. And the lead is ballooned to 16 points. There is a whistle, and Humboldt will go to the line. 2 shots coming up for Montrez Ward. First foul of the second half for either team.
And Coach Abernathy said at halftime, some grit. That's what he wants to see from his team, grit. And that's how you rebound. That's a gritty play there by Ward, driving it hard to the basket, getting himself to the free throw line. Let's see if that grit can translate a little bit for rebounding for Humboldt. And also getting a hand in the face of these Columbia Academy shooters. You cannot allow an uncontested three against these guys. They will make you pay.
Both free throws up and good from Ward. And it's a 14-point game.
Little full court pressure coming from Humboldt.
Here's Carey. On for Polk. Nice clear out that time, and one. Polk will go to the line to try to convert the three-point play.
That is a favorite play of a lot of college basketball teams now. You drive right, and you got a guy posting up, but really what he's doing is setting a screen. And Tyler Smelser does a good job legally posting up, but making sure there's no help side on that drive from Polk. And Sky Polk does the rest, and he's got a chance at a three-point play.
First foul of the game for Ronald Abernathy. And seems like some mass confusion because the shot was up and good.
He missed the shot, actually, but
the original field goal was up.
It was good. It should be a one shot.
Right.
I'm not sure what happened.
Well, in a way, maybe that's just deserves because the free throw was no good.
If they let it play out, it would have been a layup for Columbia Academy because no one from Humboldt moved to get the rebound.
This is a weird sequence. Yeah. Esslinger was the only person who seemed to understand what was going on.
Trent Green for Humboldt getting in, able to tie up Columbia Academy, but it's going to be Bulldogs ball in the alternate possession.
And they call the foul. That is a foul call on Trent Green, his first. So Columbia Academy has the ball and a 16-point lead. They get the turnover. Long three-pointer from Ward is up and no good. And, you know, those are the type of things that if you can get a turnover, get a shot to fall, maybe it gives you a little bit of momentum. But thus far, Humboldt just can't get any of those things to work.
No, and right now, Humboldt, the frustration starting to set in, starting to collect some fouls. Trent Green, though, Coach Abernathy talked about grit. He's bringing some grit into this game. He is bound and determined to turn Columbia Academy over defensively and really doing a nice job crashing the glass also. And Humboldt needs a lot of that right now with a 16-point deficit.
Second foul of the game on Montrez Ward. Polk drives, swatted away by Jones. Here's Ward going 1-on-3 and a whistle, and he is fouled going to the basket.
That's been the best offense so far this half for Humboldt is Montrez Ward taking it hard to the basket, getting himself to the free throw line, and Also collecting some fouls on Columbia Academy. It's a nice hard drive. It was a foul. Good call by the official. And Ward with a chance to chip into the 16-point lead at the line.
That's first foul of the game on Carson Carey. That's 3 free throws in a row. And the important thing for the Vikings here is you can score some points and the clock just doesn't continue to tick, because sometimes you just get into the flow of the game, and next thing you know, you're into the fourth quarter, you're still down by double digits, and things get tough.
Yes, and there's a three-headed monster here for Humboldt, and so far, only Jones has been scoring. Only Ward has been scoring. They need Anthony Jones, who averages 18 a game. They need Ronald Abernathy to really step up the scoring part of this, because it's those three guys who's really carried the bulk this season for the Vikings.
Here's Polk. On to Carey. And with a 14-point lead, Columbia Academy certainly doesn't have to be in a hurry at all. Inside to Smith. On for Polk for 3. No good. That one laid up and in. A strong move to the basket from Anthony Jones, and it's a 12-point game.
Great move by Anthony Jones, and actually took a little contact on that play also, but still able to finish.
Here's Heil on for Smith for 3. No good. Rebound Esslinger. Heil is going to get the whistle and a blocking foul. It's a chance for a 3-point play. There's a little bit of a delay there.
Well, I think we had one official in the baseline calling charge, and the official behind the play calling a block and one is why we had the delay. And maybe the one official just wasn't calling anything, but he blew his whistle. Either way, Columbia Academy with another big play.
Third foul for Jones.
Good news right now for Humboldt, though. Columbia Academy just missed their first 2 3-pointers to game on back-to-back possessions.
Right.
Humboldt hoping that trend continues. They're going to get back in this.
Yeah, we haven't seen very much of that whatsoever. 14-point game. Can Humboldt make a game of this thing? On for Ward. Jones will fall away. Is up and good. Pretty move by Jones. He's got a couple of buckets in a row, and he seems to be bringing a little bit of energy.
He's doing a nice job, and as I called for it, needed the other 2 of the big 3 to step up. Jones is doing his part right now.
Loose ball. Here comes Abernathy, and we're going to get a blocking foul, I believe. Carey will be called for his second. But Humboldt showing some signs of life here, Chad.
Yeah, they really are. They have stepped up the intensity. Abernathy doing a nice job. Correct call. Still sliding his feet as he gets underneath. That's 2 now on Carson Carey. Humboldt trying to cut into this thing. Can this be a single-digit basketball game going into the fourth quarter? That's what Humboldt really needs to focus on right now. Obviously, plenty of time to make that happen. Over half of this quarter still remains in trying to make this a 10-point game, but you got to keep this momentum right now.
Abernathy hits his first free throw. Only a 54% free throw shooter. Looking good on those 2, though, and it's a 10-point game. And we're going to have a timeout on the court. Humboldt trying to get back in this thing. They trail 39-29. You're watching the Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank here on the NFHS Network.
Welcome back to the Murphy Center. Columbia Academy leads Humboldt 39-29. Coming into this game, Columbia Academy planned to take advantage of Humboldt's lack of depth. Head coach Marty Desjardins said they want to wear Humboldt down and capitalize on that fatigue in the fourth quarter. Desjardins said that's been the blueprint of this team all season. However, Humboldt showing some life here in this third quarter, closing in on Columbia Academy's lead. So guys, the Bulldogs are going to have to hang tough.
Katie, thank you very much. It was a 13-point game at the half. Humboldt has chipped into that by 3 points, so it's now a 10-point game. And Humboldt getting the job done on the free throw line. 6 out of 6 thus far in this second half, Chad.
And they picked it up defensively also, which has really helped them. And Katie's right. Columbia Academy plays more players than Humboldt. Will that become a factor in the fourth quarter?
Polk drives and gets that one to go. Another bucket for Polk. He's got 8 points. Knocked out of bounds by Polk.
Polk getting it done on both ends. Nice driving layup and that finish over Anthony Jones, the big man for Humboldt. Been able to get his hand on the pass. Knock it out of bounds.
Abernathy drives, lays it up and in.
And a nice finish from Abernathy on the other end.
You're seeing Humboldt play with a little more confidence right now.
Absolutely. Confidence, fire, a little bit of everything. And they're going to need a little bit more of everything.
Loose ball, but Polk is able to control. And we got a whistle, and we're going to have a timeout by Coach Desjardins. And I think that that's the type of thing that he didn't like the way the flow of this half has been going, especially since that timeout has happened. And I think it's a smart timeout there for Columbia Academy.
And Coach Desjardins said at halftime, it's getting a little chaotic. Our guys kind of like it chaotic also. We don't want it to be that chaotic, though, in the second half. And that's kind of what it's becoming right now for Columbia Academy. He didn't like the way his team was bringing the ball up the court and maybe rushing a little too much, so he decided to take a timeout.
High school sports fans never miss another game. Become a subscriber to the NFHS Network to watch live event coverage, game replays, and highlights from high school sporting events from across the country. Millions of athletes, thousands of games, one destination. NFHSnetwork.com. High school happens here. Columbia Academy up by 10 here in the Single A championship game. Carson Carey, guarded by Montrez Ward. Carey. Good defense here from Ward. Carey tries to pass that one, but Ronald Abernathy comes up with the steal. Abernathy over to Ward. Ward for three, no good. Rebound collected, though, by Humboldt. Swatted away and stolen by Smith. Smith trying to get this one to Ward. And was there a deflection? The officials say yes. The Humboldt fans absolutely disagree. And that's a break for Columbia Academy.
Well, and regardless of what happened right there, Humboldt has picked it up from an intensity standpoint, actually getting an offensive rebound for the first time I can remember today.
Heil for three, got it. And that's disheartening for Humboldt because the lead's back up to 13, just as it was at intermission.
Well, and mark that down, 2:35 in the third quarter. That sequence right there where they get possession and knock down the three. Big moment, but Anthony Jones has another big moment on the other end.
And a chance for a three-point play. It's been a terrific half of action for Anthony Jones. He's got 8 points now in the game, a chance for 9. Second foul on Smith.
Humboldt's not going anywhere in this game. You can tell the way they've picked it up. They're also forcing Columbia Academy with their defense to play a little faster than they want. Tell Coach Desjardins wanted to get it back to his guy, Carson Carey, to handle the ball because he likes how under control he was, but Carey on the last possession before the made basket actually turned it over also.
That free throw rattles home. 9 points for Anthony Jones. That's a 10-point game again. Carey, that jumper is good.
Yeah, that's a tough shot, too. Driving to his left, coming off the screen, fading to his left, shoots it back. Terrific job by Carey.
Some physical play on both sides, and we finally get a whistle, and I think that's going to be an over the back on Anthony Jones.
I'll tell you what, Abernathy showing great poise on that drive. He took a lot of contact on the drive and was able to keep his dribble. That's the first thing that jumped out to me on that play. And then Anthony Jones pretty obviously crashed over the back on that play, drawing the whistle.
And danger zone time here for Humboldt as Anthony Jones has picked up his 4th foul. Columbia Academy, boy, that three-point basket, 8 out of 10. They've got 5 different guys that have hit triples today.
Well, that rebounding discrepancy is not going to get any better if Anthony Jones can't play in this game for Humboldt.
And Anthony Jones doesn't go to the bench. He's still in the game. Ward drives. That's a smart play because Jones can't go over because he can't afford to get that 5th foul and be disqualified.
And you saw Jones kind of lay off, put his hands back, and look at the bench saying, what do you want me to do with that when I can't foul and be out of the game? And
this time, Jones is fouled. That foul's going to go against Columbia Academy. It'll go against Rush Lansdale.
See a nice drive here from Sky Polk, getting right to the rim, and notice Anthony Jones, the rim protector for Humboldt, having to lay off in those 4 fouls.
First foul on Lansdale, not a shooting foul. And Jones does go to the bench. Here's Manley trying to muscle it up. It's no good, but another opportunity for Humboldt. That one is too strong in the 3-point attempt from Trent Green. And Polk comes away with it. And Polk draws contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, excellent ball handling by Sky Polk. It was between the legs, crosses them over, able to get to the basket and get to the line. Something we saw earlier in this quarter from Montrez Ward on the other end, doing a good job at getting to the line. Will Humboldt go back to that, where they're just driving it hard to the basket? Sky Polk's had a really nice day for Columbia Academy. He's going to get a chance for 2 more.
That's the 2nd foul on Green as that first free throw is up and good. And boy, it's been a terrific tournament for Shy Polk. 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists against Eagleville in the quarterfinals on Thursday. 14 points yesterday against Manassas in the semifinals. And now he's got 12 points. So in double digits for a guy who averages 9.9 a game. That's the largest lead now for Columbia Academy at 16. A little bit out of control that time for Malik Cox.
Montrez Ward needs to be careful also. He just got away with one.
Ward in the corner for 3. They're going to need a bunch more like that if they're going to get back in this game. It's a 13-point contest once again. Ball knocked out of bounds by Abernathy with 27 seconds and change to go here in the 3rd. And that time, Malik Cox with the defense, and Polk stepped on the line. So it's a 13-point advantage here for Columbia Academy. They're trying to keep exactly what they had at the half. Quick little inbounds play. Ward back for Green. Green gets it back, drives, and it's no good. Ball on the floor. Are we going to get a travel call? And we do on Manley.
A good aggressive play by Manley, just couldn't keep his feet. Tumbles to the ground. It's an easy traveling call. But once again, Humboldt continuing to pick up the energy, ripping the ball loose, but can't fall down like that and expect to keep possession.
Here comes Columbia Academy in the final seconds of the 3rd. Carey a little bit out of control, ends up to Essinger. Carey gets it back for 3. And it rattles in. When it's your night, it's your night. And that means it's a 16-point advantage for Columbia Academy as we go into the final 8 minutes of the season. Largest lead of the game for the Bulldogs. You're watching the Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank here on the NFHS Network. Columbia Academy up 16.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
There you are, Joe.
Hey, Mom. I think I got everything. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Gabriella's here.
Have a good time now, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Hey, all good?
Thanks, man.
Anytime.
This is the one knock I dread, and it never gets easier.
Today's game is also available for all subscribers via the NFHS Network live mobile app for Apple devices. Download the app from the App Store today to start watching live games from wherever you are. Fourth quarter about ready to get underway. Columbia Academy on top by 16 points. And boy, we talked about the rebounding in the opening. And not a surprise, that's a huge advantage for Columbia Academy thus far.
Plus 13 for Columbia Academy, but the good news for Humboldt, it was plus 13 at the half. So they actually tied in rebounding for the third quarter. So they've been able to even it out a bit. I think a lot of that comes from just effort, desire. There's a different look in these Humboldt players' eyes from the first half. Can that translate to another run? They got it down to 10 before. They're going to need to do a lot more than that if they're going to come away with the state title.
The bad news for Humboldt is Columbia Academy has scored on their last 5 possessions. Humboldt's got to find a way to get some stops just like that. Ward drives, and we're going to get a charge as Logsdon picks up the foul. So that foul, the third of the game on Ward. Good defense from Logsdon.
Yeah, they did a good job staying in position. I thought Ward had an open look at 3, decided to drive it, and picks up his third foul.
Humboldt now has picked up their 7 fouls. Columbia Academy will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Esslinger will be called for the charge on the other end. So 27 seconds in, already 2 charge calls. Second foul on Esslinger.
Humboldt also, Mark, you're going to see the rest of this game. They're going to run and trap right around that half-court line. They've done that to start this quarter, and that's really sped things up for Columbia Academy. They were able to get the turnover, in fact, in the first defensive possession.
Driving with the left hand that time, not able to convert is Green. We're going to get a whistle. And we've got a travel before we have the foul.
That's a tough break for Eli Heil because he did take some steps before he dribbled, but he still takes the punishment of the foul that happened after that, but doesn't matter because he walked first. You see Heil get it, start to take a step, and then the contact comes.
Manley with that shot, no good. And on the follow, Manley, I believe, will be called for the foul.
And everything's going to be a shooting foul now as they are in the bonus. So a big part of this fourth quarter for Columbia Academy, getting to the line and calmly knocking down free throws because they're going to have plenty of opportunities.
Let's head over to Katie Myers. Katie, what you got?
Humboldt head coach Ron Abernathy may be a man of few words. However, you could feel the weight of what he said to his team in that last timeout. He looked at each player individually and said, it's time. He repeated that 5 times as he looked at every single player. And then he said, work hard, stay focused, it's time. So guys, time is running out, so we'll see how Humboldt responds.
Katie, thank you very much. This is a Humboldt Vikings team not used to trailing very often. They've won 30 of their 33 games this season. Logsdon knocks both free throws down. The lead is up to 18, largest of the game for Columbia Academy. Spinning and hitting is Ronald Abernathy. And now Humboldt needs a bunch of stops.
We haven't seen Abernathy really hunt for his shot much today. He's a distributor, but he's also averaging close to 15 points per game. He hasn't really looked for his shot much. Curious to see if that changes here in this fourth quarter.
Polk, nice dish over to Esslinger. Off glass and good the other way is Ronald Abernathy, but Humboldt can't just keep swapping buckets. They've got to get a bunch of stops here if they're going to get back in this thing.
Absolutely. They're going to have to pick up the defense, but Abernathy now back-to-back possessions looking for his shot. It's paying off for Humboldt.
Polk drives and has it knocked out of bounds by Green. It'll still be Bulldogs' possession.
See, it's not even as much the three rolling in for Carey that shows me that it just may be Columbia Academy's night. It's a play like that where you play good defense, get the deflection behind it, bounces off of one of your guys and goes out of bounds back to Columbia Academy. That's when things really just aren't going your way.
Carey with the little floater is up and good. 15 points for Carey. Make it 17 with that deuce. I don't know if it's possible to have a quiet 17 points, but I think that's what we feel from Carey just because everything is working so well for Columbia Academy.
And he can just score in so many different ways. We've seen it all. He had that mid-range fade to the left shot. There he drives to the basket. We've seen the three-pointers. Such a great offensive player.
Jump ball, possession arrow goes for the Vikings.
And it's my understanding that Carson Carey is going to be a preferred walk-on at Lipscomb Academy. That's quite the walk-on addition to that, not Lipscomb Academy, excuse me, at Lipscomb University. That's quite the addition for a walk-on to your program. He's a terrific player. Coach Casey Alexander getting a good one.
That three is off the mark, and Smith with the rebound.
But how big has Gary Smith been in this game?
And a turnover and a foul will go against Polk. But no, Gary Smith Jr. wasn't expected to play as much as he's played. He's had a very good tournament as Polk gets called for his second foul, and it's the 7th foul, so that's good news for Humboldt as they can go to the line now the rest of the way. But you take a look at Carson Carey, 17 points, 4 boards, and he loves to shoot the triple. 4 shots, 4 makes.
Well, Gary Smith Jr. is going to need to carry the load a year from now. He's a junior. He's surrounded by a lot of seniors in that roster. Tanner Ham, another player we've seen hit a couple threes. He's going to need to have a lot of development and a big next season because Columbia Academy is set to lose a lot of great seniors off this team.
And Smith that time comes up with the rebound. Polk a little bit out of control, but the foul will go against Humboldt.
Actually, it looks like they're going to call it against Polk. Well, they're going to get Polk.
They will. Now Polk is going to go to the line.
Oh, never mind. They're going to get Humboldt. My apologies.
So it turned into a pushing foul. Polk gets 2 shots. First one is off the back iron. That's the 2nd foul on Ronald Abernathy. That's 19 fouls on Humboldt. One more and it'll be double bonus time for Columbia Academy the rest of the way. Polk makes 1 of 2. The lead is now up to 19 points. Largest lead of the day. Ronald Abernathy a little bit out of control. Ball goes out of bounds. 8th turnover for Humboldt. Pile for Polk. And Polk will work a little clock. That one goes off of Polk. And that brings us to our final media timeout of the evening. Columbia Academy on top of Humboldt, 60-41. Columbia Academy looking for that first state championship in 7 trips to the state tournament. You're watching the Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank right here on the NFHS Network.
We're here. Woo.
Right here.
There's Jack.
We're so happy you're here.
Being here matters. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield has thousands of people right here in Tennessee serving millions of members.
If you need anything else, we'll be right here.
So when it matters, wherever you go, we'll always be right here.
There you are, Joe.
Hey, Mom. I think I got everything. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Gabriella's here.
Have a good time now, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Hey, all good?
Thanks, man.
Anytime.
This is the one knock I dread, and it never gets easier.
And welcome back to the Murphy Center. Columbia Academy leading Humboldt in the single A championship game 60-41. The Bulldogs closing in on what would be their first state championship. And Chad, that rebounding advantage, it's ballooned here in the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, now up to 19.
Yes. Key for the game was for Columbia Academy to continue to rebound the way they have in this tournament, and for Humboldt to keep them off the glass. And Humboldt not been successful in that department.
Abernathy thought about the three. Instead, he drives, and it will not fall, but a foul is on the floor.
Both teams will be shooting the rest of the way. Next foul on Humboldt. Columbia Academy will be shooting twice as they'll be in the double bonus.
That foul goes on Carey, his third. Abernathy gets that one to rattle home.
Abernathy only a 54% free throw shooter. Surprising when you see his form. He's got a nice shot.
Gets them both to go this time. And if you're Humboldt here defensively, just time running out, you've got to take a few more chances. And really good hustle from Abernathy. Does he get the timeout? He does. Terrific effort from Ronald Abernathy to steal a possession. You know, you got all those timeouts. This is the time to use them, certainly. Can't carry him over.
Yeah, and just laying out to keep that ball from going out of bounds. Terrific job by Abernathy. Look at that, knocking it loose right before it goes out of bounds and able to get the timeout. Great hustle, great effort. I've been really impressed with Ronald Abernathy tonight. Just his mentality on display. Well, he doesn't complain. He probably got fouled a couple times on a drive that wasn't called. I didn't see him even look the officials' way on those plays. Just kept playing as he continues to play hard. Really impressed with Ronald Abernathy.
Abernathy's had a terrific tournament and hasn't taken 1 minute of rest. Played in all of the minutes that Humboldt has played thus far. 20 points against Fayetteville, 18 points against McKenzie. And so far, he's got 15 for Humboldt. Columbia Academy, maybe a chance to give Humboldt a chance to get back in this thing. 4 turnovers for Columbia Academy in the last 92 seconds.
Yeah, this press has affected Columbia Academy.
And Ronald Abernathy, those 15 points, he's made all his free throws, a couple of assists as well. He's really played well for the Vikings tonight. And a whistle and a foul away from the play.
It was on Trent Green setting an illegal screen. It's going to give Columbia Academy the ball back. Key now for Columbia Academy, handle the pressure, dictate the terms of this last 4 minutes and 37 seconds. You have the game in hand right now. You're up 17. Beat the pressure and see if you can methodically work the clock a bit.
And a whistle, and Trent Green not agreeing with the call. But that's going to put Carey to the line to shoot 2 as Humboldt has gone over 10 fouls. Columbia Academy will be in the double bonus the rest of the way. That's 4 fouls now on Trent Green.
Going to put Carey at the line. Not a guy you want to put at the free throw line.
Shoots him at an 80% clip. Got that one to go. You see Columbia Academy moving all 4 of those defenders off the line as Carey puts them both home. Largest lead at 19 points, matching their largest lead. And a blocking foul will go against Smith.
Jones going to get 2 free throws. Back in the game with those 4 fouls.
That's the 3rd foul of the game on Smith. Jones shoots 61% from the line. First one is no good. Gets the second.
Let's get it across.
Barely beat the 10. And a foul will go against Abernathy. And starting to get a little bit too physical at times here in this final 4:07. That's going to make the job much more difficult for our officials. As that time, Heil gets fouled. And a little shove afterward from Anthony Jones. 3rd foul on Abernathy.
What was funny about that play was the student section for Columbia Academy reacted, but no player on Columbia Academy's team reacted, including Heil, who was the one who was shoved.
So here's Heil. First one is short. And he misses both. Not a great free throw shooter. That time he can't convert. Here's Abernathy. Ward for 3. Got it. That's back to a 12-point, or a 15-point game, rather.
Now the question is, can they get the turnover without fouling? Columbia Academy's had a difficult time against this press. And now back it out.
Here's Carey. The runner no good. Carey gets his own rebound for the moment, then has it taken away. And here comes Humboldt. Ward a long 3, and it's good. Just like that, it's a 12-point game.
Big 2 shots from Ward. Putting this thing within reach now for Humboldt.
Logsdon over for Tanner Ham. It's a 7-0 run here for Humboldt. Here's Heil. Over for Tanner Ham. Tanner Ham has taken 3 shots in this game, all 3-pointers, and he's made them all.
He is automatic from 3. I'm thinking as he's shooting it, wait. Oh, okay, good. That's a good shot.
It's the type of thing when you're a coach, that's what you're thinking.
Yes.
No. Oh, okay, great.
Well, for the first time in probably the last 5 minutes, you see Ham knock down the 3. Columbia Academy did a good job handling the pressure. So you're thinking, make them come foul you, work the clock. Instead, Ham just says, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and bow and arrow this thing right to the basket.
And that's the first basket for Columbia Academy in more than 3 minutes. And they needed that one. 12 3-point shots today, and they've made 10 of them. You're going to win a lot of ball games with that kind of a percentage.
Shooters shoot, Mark, that's for sure. And Ham is a shooter. And hamming it up afterwards, too.
That is 80.
You saw him. He was setting up ready. Knees bent, feet ready. He was taking that shot.
Look,
time and score did not matter.
No, he's only a sophomore, but he is already wise beyond his years. He's going to make the most of those opportunities. That is 83% shooting from 3 for Humboldt. It's back to a 13-point game. Carey breaks the line. And now they'll pull it back. Here's Smith. And we're going to get a whistle for a travel. We will.
Notice Montrez Ward dove after the basketball and is favoring his hand after he hit the floor. Something to monitor.
That is 21 turnovers for Columbia Academy, and they still have a 13-point lead. And a blocking foul will go against Smith. And that's good news for Humboldt. It gives them a chance to score some points, and the clock stops at 2:19.
And Smith just moving a little bit, picking up the blocking foul. Going to send Ward, a really good free throw shooter, to the line.
Fourth foul on Smith, and now Humboldt will be in the double bonus the rest of the way. That one does not go for Ward. A game high 23 points thus far for Montrez Ward. And gets the second.
Columbia Academy just handled the pressure. Humboldt's going to try to get the turnover in the backcourt, and then they're going to have to foul if you get it across the midline.
And instead of a foul call, I think they're just saying that it was knocked out of bounds off of Abernathy. Lots of contact, but no foul call. And a whistle and a travel. Now here's one other thing to keep an eye on for Humboldt, because Trent Green has 4 fouls, Anthony Jones has 4 fouls. They don't have a lot of players who can get out there and just foul guys. That's kind of what happens when you only play 7.
And they may have to play some of the guys who haven't played this year just to go and pick up some fouls. Had a clock issue. He continued to run for 4 or 5 seconds. It went all the way down to 2:09. It looks like they've already corrected it and put the clock back at 2:14 where it should be.
And, you know, sometimes you think, it's only a couple of seconds, but that can make all the difference in a win and a loss.
If Humboldt's able to hit a 3 right here, it could make a huge difference late in this game.
And a whistle, and that's going to be a travel on Abernathy. 9th turnover for Humboldt. They've done a fairly decent job of holding on to the basketball but not turning the ball over, but that's a killer right there.
That's a good call. Montrez Ward held Carson Carey.
And that's
official
4
spotted it.
And that's 4 fouls on Ward now. So Green, Ward, and Jones all have 4.
They come down to more free throws now for Columbia Academy. Go to the line, take a deep breath, knock down your free throws. You're going to get out of here a state champion.
So here's Carey, an 80% free throw shooter. And it's good. His 20th point of the night. One thing, too, that we're seeing for Coach Dieter Jornet, he puts Heil into the game on defensive possessions, knowing that he's not a great free throw shooter, so he would be somebody that would be targeted. So that's some pretty good coaching there from Marty DeJournette. Ward for 3 and rattles out. And there's Heil. And Carey will try to hold on to it, passes it over to Heil. And back for Polk. Polk gets around 3 defenders, passes over to Smith, and Smith is going to be called for a travel. Yet another turnover, number 23 for Columbia Academy tonight.
Impressive escapability by Polk before that. 3 defenders on him. Able to thread the needle and get it out.
The left-handed layup is no good as Smith comes up with the rebound. And here's Polk. And a whistle and a foul will be called. 2 shots coming up for Polk with 1:33 to go.
Columbia Academy crowd can sense it now.
And now 4 fouls on Abernathy. 4 players for Humboldt have 4 fouls. So a few more whistles and we're going to see a few disqualifications.
And we're going to be saying a few names we haven't said all night.
I believe so. That free throw is no good. Sky Polk, second one is up, and that is also no good. Ward, short jumper is short. Heil with the rebound, and he is fouled.
Heil, an excellent rebounder. Not a great free throw shooter. 38% of the season. He's going to get an opportunity here.
First foul on Cox, and that's an interesting stat. They've turned the ball over 23 times as Columbia Academy, but they've only given up 18 points, so it hasn't really cost them very much this evening.
Well, and a number of those turnovers have happened underneath their basket. You know, going up for a shot and traveling or throwing it out of bounds, trying to make the extra pass. Luckily for Columbia Academy, a lot of those turnovers haven't come where it's an easy layup the other way.
Heil knocks them both down. He's only a 38% free throw shooter, but he looked pretty good on those. It's a 16-point cushion here for Columbia Academy as we near the final 80 seconds. Lefty layup is short. Carey with the rebound, and he is fouled. Or no, they'll call a jump ball, actually. Now the possession arrow still goes towards Columbia Academy. Tanner Ham comes into the game for Eli Heil.
Eli Heil getting a well-deserved round of applause from the Columbia Academy faithful.
There's a steal and one as Montrez Ward will go to the line to try and convert on a three-point play.
Humboldt not going to stop, not going to quit. Great effort there, getting the turnover, and Montrez Ward, who's had a good night.
That's the fourth foul on Carey.
Going for his 27th point of the evening.
And that one is no good. Rebound by Heil. On for Polk. And Columbia Academy will try and pull it back and get some clock. And it'll be a timeout called by Columbia Academy.
A heads-up play by Tyler Smelser. The senior backing it out. Had a chance to go up for a layup, but decided to bring it back out.
Time now for our Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee move of the game. And we're talking about Columbia Academy. We're talking about great passing, and we're talking about that three ball. Really impressive the way they've moved the basketball and knocking down these threes like Carey's doing right there.
Well, Tanner Ham, a part of that play also, who's been great from behind the arc with the assist. Carson Carey ready to fire it, catches it, drains it, and that's been the story of the game for Columbia Academy. What a terrific outside shooting team.
Carson Carey, 22 points against Manassas, 24 points against Eagleville, and he's got 21 points this evening. So safe to say it has been a terrific tournament in what will be the final high school game of Carson Carey's career.
Yes.
And Lipscomb's getting a pretty good one next year. Some easy travels for those Columbia Academy fans as they're closing in on what will be their first state championship.
As R. Kelly players in the house.
Interesting choice.
Didn't expect to hear an R. Kelly song today in the building.
You would have won a lot of bets.
Yep.
Columbia Academy inbounding. Tanner Ham is fouled. And that's going to be 5 for Anthony Jones, and he is right to the bench. And you can see the frustration on his face, and it's just a tough way to end your high school career, a tough way to end the season, but certainly when you're a senior and you know that this will be the last time that you play high school basketball.
Yeah, just it's frustrating because in no way was this the night that Anthony Jones thought he was going to have. When you come into this moment in this game, you envision it so differently, and when it turns out like this, it's heartbreaking for these players, and we're seeing that right now on the sideline as Anthony Jones has a moment with his head coach.
And you know, as the years go on, as you get a little bit of time, you can really appreciate what your team was able to accomplish. Only 2 teams in the entire single-A classification are still playing basketball, and you are one of them, and that is a tremendous accomplishment. Driving all the way and scoring is Ronald Abernathy. Polk splits the defense. Polk with some fancy dribbling, and he takes this one all the way in a very physical play, and that's going to be an intentional foul on Reginald Manley as Polk goes down hard.
Yeah, this game needs to end soon, quite frankly. This is not what you want to see from Manley. I mean, it's not good. I'm just glad that Sky Polk is okay. You know exactly what you're doing when you go for someone's legs like that. Unfortunate.
Well, it's certainly not the way that you want to see a game end like this, and the good news is that Polk is up and he's okay. But that's not anything that anybody wants to see at this point.
No,
at any point of the game.
And Coach Ronald Abernathy doesn't want to see that. You've got Anthony Jones. You know, he's upset on the sideline. There's visible tears on players' faces on the court. It's just one of those situations you want it to hurry up and end because it's painful to see these Humboldt players right now.
And you can see Polk kind of shaking that right hand a little bit, trying to get the feeling back in it. And second free throw is good. And Polk goes to the bench and gives his head coach a hug.
Nice moment there between coach and player. Sky Polk, terrific evening in the state championship game.
And a whistle and a foul. That'll be 2 shots for Carey. And that's 5 fouls on Ronald Abernathy, and he's out. It does give the Columbia Academy the fans a few extra moments to savor this one before it goes final.
And Abernathy, the senior, coach's son, checking out for his final high school game. Final time playing for his father. A big moment. 17 points, good game by Abernathy. Played hard, had that terrific game on the sideline, or play on the sideline where he saved the ball and called the timeout. But he's going to come up short in this championship game.
And another free throw is up and good for Carey. Montrez Ward bangs down a long 3-pointer. Pyle smartly pulls it back. Clock continues to run. And that will do it. For the first time ever, the Columbia Academy Bulldogs have won the state championship in Class Single A.
And fittingly, the Bulldogs having a dog pile in celebration. Awesome scene on the court, and congratulations to Columbia Academy taking home their school's first ever state championship.
And you can see the emotions there for head coach Marty Desjardins. What a season it was for Columbia Academy basketball. 31 wins, only 5 defeats. What a 3-day span it was for them here in Murfreesboro. Certainly a deserving state champion in Class Single A.
Eli Heil going and picking up the Go Dog son. Great celebration.
Hugs all around for those Columbia Academy fans, cheerleaders, players. Let's head to Katie Myers, who is courtside with the head coach of the state champions from Columbia Academy. Katie?
Coach, you opened up this game with a couple of triples and then never let up, maintaining the lead throughout the entire game. What are you thinking in this moment?
Well, it was chaotic there. That entire second half took an eternity, it seemed like, and they turned up the pressure, and we just had to hang on. And the credit to them, those kids have the hearts of champions. I mean, they never quit, never gave up, played hard, and it was really just a game of survival for us. So credit to our guys, though, for hanging in there, knocking down some huge shots tonight, and really winning the battle on the boards, I think. So I was really proud of them, and I don't really know what to think right now. It's crazy.
This was your first state title win, but your 7th appearance. What was it about this team that finally got the job done?
Well, these guys have been playing together a long time. And in middle school, my middle school coach, which is now, he's my assistant now, he said, you're going to enjoy coaching this group because they love each other. They play for each other. I think that was the key. You see that they had each other's backs, and we talked about that all night long, trusting each other and finishing what they started a long time ago. So I just think it was that collective group mentality, great attitudes. They swallowed their egos because we had a lot of good players. So the minutes weren't there for a lot of them, but the quality time was.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Guys.
Thank you, Katie. Appreciate that. Once again, 76-60, Columbia Academy with the victory over Humboldt. When we come back, we'll have the trophy presentations for the champion Bulldogs and the runners-up from Humboldt. You're watching the Blue Cross Basketball Championships presented by First Bank.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
And welcome back to the Murphy Center. Columbia Academy with a 76-60 victory over Humboldt. Columbia Academy, the state champions in Class 1A. Time now to announce our First Bank Player of the Game. And Chad, not a surprise, Carson Carey coming up with 23 points. What a game, what a tournament it's been for him.
Yeah, he was the key player coming into the game that we talked about in the open, averaging over 23 points per game. And he showed the entire offensive arsenal in this one. Deadly from long range. Had the drive working, mid-range game, terrific player. And headed to Lipscomb to play for Coach Casey Alexander. Congratulations to Carson Carey. Getting to his average today with 23 more points. Our player of the game.
What a night it was for Carson Carey. Let's head to the PA announcer, John Rice, who's got the Class 1A boys all-tournament team announcements, as well as the trophy presentations for the runners-up from Humboldt and the champions from Columbia Academy.
Riley McLaren selected to the all-tournament team. Also from Eagleville, Mari Stoudemeyer. Mari Stoudemeyer from Eagleville as well. Congratulations. From Humboldt High School, R.J. Abernathy. Congratulations, member of the all-tournament team. And from Columbia Academy, Carson Carey. And from Humboldt, Trey Ward. Congratulations, member of the all-tournament team. And I might add 29 points here this evening. Columbia Academy, Sky Polk. And from Humboldt, Anthony Jones. Congratulations, you're a member of the all-tournament team. And from Columbia Academy, Gary Smith. And now the Tennessee Dairy Farm Family MVP Award, Carson Carey from Columbia Academy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a big round of applause, your 2019 Class A All-Tournament team. And now the Spirit Award goes to the cheerleading squad that has demonstrated outstanding spirit during our tournament here this week. The Spirit Award belongs to the Columbia Academy cheerleaders, the Bulldog cheerleaders. Great job. And now the presentation of the runner-up coach's plaque, head coach Ronald Abernathy from Humboldt High School. Great season this year, coming up a little short here today. Head coach Ronald Abernathy. And now the presentation of the runner-up team, the Humboldt Vikings. Come on out, guys. You finished 30-4. A tremendous 2019 season. How about it, fans? The Vikings from Humboldt High. I wouldn't want to play them right now. And now the presentation of the Class A champion coach's plaque and Wilson game ball and the net. Here from Murphy Center, head coach Marty DeJarnett from Columbia Academy. State champion coach. We have one thing left, and it's a gold ball headed to Columbia Academy. The state champion Bulldogs, 31-4.
What a way to celebrate for Columbia Academy. It's that first gold ball that's going to be going home. And Chad, it was Columbia Academy's night. The three ball was hitting, the defense was hitting, rebounding was hitting. It was they are a worthy champion here in Class 1A.
They were outstanding tonight, did everything they needed to win. Great rebounding, great shooting, like you said. Great display of sportsmanship also from Humboldt, sitting and acknowledging Columbia Academy as they get their trophy and now posing for pictures also. Great night all around for Columbia Academy. Congrats on their school's first ever basketball state championship.
And you kind of mentioned it about Humboldt. Obviously, it's not the way that they wanted their season to end, but there should be no sorrow because it was a tremendous season for Humboldt basketball as well.
Yeah, 3 losses coming into this game tonight, and did not go their way this evening, but does not make any of their accomplishments any less throughout the season. And really what they've been able to accomplish as a program has been terrific.
Championship Saturday is now complete. In the first game of the day, Wooddale won the state championship, 59-46 over Fulton in the Class 3A championship game. What a game for the Bearden Bulldogs. For the first time since 1977, a Knox County team wins the Class 3A championship as they knock off Memphis East. And of course, Columbia Academy with their win today over Humboldt, 76-60. It was a great day of basketball. Thank you very much for being with us. For our producer, Corey Steinecker, our director, David Dow, as well as Joe McNish on stats. For Chad Withrow and Katie Myers, I'm Mark Nagy. It was wonderful to have you with us. We'll see you next season. Thank you for watching the NFHS Network.
The Blue Cross Basketball Championships are brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee, proud corporate sponsor of the TSSAA. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to find a sober ride home, booze it, and lose it. Lincoln Memorial University, more than just a school. And by First Bank, a proud supporter of high school sports.
Doing great. I'm right here.
No te preocupes, aquí estoy. Hey, Dad. I'm here.
I'm right here.
Being here matters. That's why Blue Cross Blue Shield has thousands of people right here in Tennessee serving millions of members.
And if you need anything else, we'll be right here.
So when it matters, wherever you go, we'll always be right here.